The other component to the police department is, as you know, in July 16th, I'm going to give you a brief update on the officer-involved shooting that we had. I cannot get into too many details because the investigation is being conducted by the the prosecution office, the DA's office. But I can certainly tell you, and I'm sure you've read enough, you've seen enough out there, but I wanted to debunk a couple of inaccuracies that are lingering out there. So first of all, Mr. Martinez, who was the gentleman that the Salinas Police Department had to shoot to stop the threat because he was pointing a gun at one of our officers, Mr. Martinez was not a juvenile. He was 19 years old. Mr. Martinez was armed with a handgun. He was not unarmed, as some of the groups in Salinas and outside of Salinas have perpetrated. We have recovered a weapon, and he was actually, we have, obviously, if you haven't seen it, we have videos showing that, unfortunately, Mr. Martinez chose to point a gun at a police officer. And third point to it, there is contentions out there that Mr. Martinez did not speak Spanish. He spoke Zapotec dialect. That is incorrect. We have dealt with Mr. Martinez in February of 2021 on a separate incident, and we have video depicting Mr. Martinez speaking to one of our officers in fluent Spanish. So there's no question that he knew what he was being told to do. He chose different actions, and I'm not here to point fingers at anybody, but I wanted to debunk that information because it is not fair that my officers get accused of not taking into consideration the fact that he didn't speak Spanish. He spoke Spanish fluently, and we can certainly support that, and we can prove that. Following the officer-involved shooting, we have put one officer on admin leave, which is protocol within the police department. Not because he's done anything wrong, because the officer did everything that he was supposed to do by policy. Even though it is not our investigation, as a police chief, based on what I saw and in talking to the officers on scene, I am satisfied that my officer did everything that he was supposed to do, and he took longer to defend himself because he didn't want to do it. So I definitely want to point that out. And again, it is not our investigation. Whatever the DA's findings are going to be, they're going to release their investigation when they're done. There's also a new law that came into effect, and I think the PCAC needs to be aware of it if you're not. Effective July 1st of this year, there is a mandate by the Attorney General's office that all officers involved shootings that involve a replica weapon or the shooting of an unarmed civilian will be investigated by the Department of Justice. That particular night, as soon as I was made aware of the shooting incident, I personally contacted the Department of Justice. We had a conversation about everything that happened. We also provided them with a picture of the gun, and they were the first one to say, no, that is a real-looking gun. It is not a replica gun. Being a BB gun, it's capable of killing somebody. Therefore, we will not investigate it because it does not fall under the parameters of the law. So I just wanted to point that out because there was a lot of confusion about, hey, the Department of Justice is investigating. Now it's the DA's office. No. The protocol of the Salinas Police Department follows what the law mandates, and we did exactly what we were supposed to do. Hence why now the district attorney's office is investigating the shooting as opposed to, my apologies, the phone going off, as opposed to the Department of Justice.